Guys and girls, we're live on YouTube. My name is Liam ZOLLO. We're down on Bondi Radio for the weekend wellness radio show. We're actually gone to a break. I was just checking the microphones to see if they're on. They're off. So yeah, listen in, guys. Tune in. So I might have my back turned to you at some stage, but I'll look over and keep chatting to you. Anyway, I've got a lovely guest on now, so we're going to hear her story. So just stay tuned. You can see all the behind the scenes. You can see us make some mistakes on Bondi Radio. So that's why I want you to film live, uncut, unedited. So just stay tuned. All right, guys. We're going to go live in about 1 or 2 minutes. So you're going to see me stuck around with all this microphone gear, see what happens behind the scenes when we don't have a producer and we're doing it all ourselves. So stay tuned, guys. Got a minute 25. Do you want to go to another song? Yeah. We're live on YouTube as well. ZOLLO. What's your last name, sorry? Bell, that's right. Oh, really? It's done. I got 20 seconds to change the song. Yeah, cool. Just got to change the song for her.
Liam, is that okay down there with her mic down here? Because I think it's to get me out of the...
Yeah, you probably just need to speak into it a little bit more, I think.
So yeah, so if you want to sit on the stool, you might want to sit on the stool if you want.
I'm so sure.
Oh, you look great.
No, I'm alright standing.
Yeah, you look gorgeous. Okay, so you're going to stand there and you're going to talk into that. How's that?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Okay, just bring that under. Make sure you, yeah, sorry. You look gorgeous, honey. Look at you. Okay. Yay. Okay, so when Liam comes back in, we'll just press play.
Okay.
Put that right there.
Do I have to put that on?
No, you just press that there. You got it. I'm going to stand on yeah, good. Just so we can like help the faces like that. So maybe you can give a little bit of a demo and a little intro because this is your favorite product.
Do you want to press go live?
Yeah, when Liam's ready and he's doing the, let me just find out what he's doing.
Okay. So do I not put headphones on?
Yeah, you will put headphones on. And so I don't see it cut off. I'll just go like this.
And then how do you press go
I'll
live?
press the button. And let me just make sure this is there like that, okay? So I'll be like this. I was even like put those in, but I didn't.
I didn't do the press on this.
So remember what we talked about.
The nine.
It's
ready? Okay, cool. You can hear like. Hey, Steph.
So you want to, hey, so Zoe, you want to be able to make sure you're talking to this directly. So if you want to talk, to me or Sheena, like I'm still talking to the microphone, and then we'll go this way. I'm trying to talk into the podcast that we're going to have. You won't be able to hear it as well. You'll tell you about it. So they can hear us through here. I want to try and make sure that if I'm talking to that.
So what's the thing on there? The headphones? I can't.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's going and it's gonna
We'll be focused on. Do you want to come over here, Sheena, and talk in this one?
just because it's louder? I don't know.
No, what do you want? Are you right over there?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you want the headphones?
no. I mean, is this my interview or?
It's up to you. Whatever you want to do. What do you want to do? It's a team radio show, so.
Now you can't see me. I'll just go over here without the.
So next week I've got some extra headphones. I'll make sure I bring them. Bring them this week.
That's okay. Just need to make sure that's down. Okay. Yeah, you just talk loud.
Just talk loud and talk into it. How's it get off, mate? Alright, ready to go? We're going to go on. Yeah?
You can do it, right?
I'll do this,
Do the same thing, and then I'll just,
I don't even want to know what I'm saying.
yeah.
Ready?
Broadcasting from the world famous Bondi Beach. This is Bondi Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're live back down on Bondi Radio for the weekend wellness show. That's starting to feel really great to start to say that on a regular basis. We're back live down here. My name is Liam Zollo, your host. I'm with my awesome co-host, Sheena Alexandra, and we've got a great guest this morning. We had a great guest before. We've had a great show so far. I we talked about hate mail, our first hate mail, which was awesome, and we chatted to Sarah about overcoming eating disorder and her journey on success, and now we're with Zoe Bell.
Hello.
I'm looking forward to the conversation, Zoe Bell. So, Sheena, do you want to intro a little bit?
Well, yeah, Zoe, I am so happy that you're here. Zoe, I want to hear about your background, and we're going to talk about meditation and how you found meditation and what your life was like before. Now, I have started reading your book. I'm on page 183, I think, and there's so much that's happened in your past. You've got such a colorful background.
Is this a non-fiction or fiction book? Like, is this about so it's about you, or is it about a story about a girl that but an underlying deep about you?
No,
Which
so,
one is it?
can I share?
Yeah.
So Zoe, this is Zoe's porn name, Pinky Fairway.
I've never done
You have a porn name?
Yeah.
How do you pick a porn name? Just out of curiosity.
Okay, so if I was to ask you,
Yep.
what was the name of your first pet?
First pet was Tigger.
Okay, and what was the first street you grew up in?
Oh, that's not a good one. Birrell.
Okay, so you're
Tigger Birrell.
So
I love it.
and the reason I came up with this is
Yeah,
because
Tigger Birrell.
it's addressing some very sensitive issues, so it makes it a little bit more light,
Okay, cool.
playful,
Yep.
and I'll explain as the shows go on what the pinky means as well.
Okay, awesome. Oh, that's good to know.
And I love how you addressed this at the very beginning, and you allowed us to be our true, authentic, playful self. And it's in a fantasy, because you go real raw, you go really deep here and very raw, and you lighten it up by using the name Pinky Fairway. And I love your story so far, and I still have like 500 pages to go.
It's a big book. I just I'm bringing a book out myself, but mine was about 2 pages written and the rest was drawings. So yours is a lot bigger than mine, and this is a lot more information, I reckon. Well, I'm glad to read. I'm looking forward to reading. Can guys read this book? Is it a guy-girl thing or more tailored for women? How does that work?
It's actually been really interesting. The guys that have been reading it have actually said that every guy needs to read this to understand women, and every woman needs to read this to understand themselves.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, well, I'll read it then. If that's the Bible on how to understand women, I'm in.
it's about, you know, understanding ourselves. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we're both masculine and feminine.
Exactly right.
So it's about bringing that all together and bringing it back to the relationship itself. Plus
Yeah.
some fun exercises to do together.
Yeah, hell yeah, this
So,
sounds
yeah.
awesome. This is great.
Oh, now you know why I love you so much. So do you want to just start? Like, I mean, I guess why don't we talk about what your life was before you found meditation, and then what was that breaking point, and how are you using meditation in your life and helping others?
Okay, so pinpointing it into a very fine, because there's so much there. I guess, you know, having a very colourful past, a lot of experiences throughout my journey, I was very lost. So I was very much like a crazy egg, going up, down, and not finding a very stable base to come to. And it would have been 6 months after leaving my marriage, well, actually having an affair and then leaving my marriage, and being in a space of having 2 children. One was 3, the other one was 4. They just turned 3 and 4. And looking at their behavior in our lives was starting to go downhill. I started going into very disruptive behaviors that had been my pattern all the way through. And I remember we were in Marrickville at the time, and I remember, and I remember being outside. We were living in a 1-bedroom house, and I remember being outside and in the garden, and my children's behavior was going downhill, and looking at my life and going, is this it? And being in the garden, screaming down on my knees, and basically screaming out to the universe, can I swear?
Go for it, Zoe.
How'd you
I was like,
be upset with this?
just swearing, is this fucking it? And
Yeah.
you know, being at that point of really being in that point of surrender,
Yeah.
asking, and being in a very vulnerable place, and just sitting there and bawling my eyes out while I've got children covered in Vegemite all running around. And yeah, it was a typical scene. And it was about 3 weeks later, while I went to a yoga class, and I bumped into the perfect teacher, and then I started practicing every day, and then after about 3 years, then I started teaching it.
Yeah, so that's interesting, you know. Like, I don't know if you know much about we all have heard of Tony Robbins. He talks about that stacking effect.
Yeah.
And what happens is it's like a negative emotion over a negative, and it takes that stacked up to that point
Yeah.
where you just go, that's effing it. I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm going to
Yeah.
do whatever I can do to just make a change.
Yeah.
You know, and it's unfortunate that we always have to get to that spot, or sometimes we need to get to that position.
I
you know what
agree.
mean? And to look what's happened now.
And I think we have many of those. I think they call it Gestalt, where you have, and I remember when I was seeing a psychologist, and it must have been probably 10 years before then. So I had many moments, and I think in life we have many moments where we find ourselves at rock bottom. And sometimes we're not ready. Sometimes we're not ready to learn the lessons. Sometimes the teachers are there, but we're not able to see past, or we're not willing
And
to ask.
that's awesome you said that as well, because I'm not plugging, like, it's good that we're both talking about the book scenario, but that's what my book's called, The Humble Hero. It's about
perfect.
recognising the people in your life and the mentors that saw something inside you that helped you realise that moment where you were ready.
Yes.
And then that helped you see that moment of success. So this is awesome.
It's been, we say, talk about the hero. I mean, a few people, I've never read The Hero's Journey, but they've compared the book to being like the hero's journey.
Yeah.
Because even you were saying to me, you know, now I know you, now I understand you. And I was like, well, it's who I was. Now I've shifted again.
Yeah.
So while you're writing your book, you'll probably notice you shift. Then you meet somebody else, and then that changes your perspective.
Exactly right.
So
Definitely.
we're constantly changing.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing.
Yeah. Oh, she is awesome.
It's powerful.
Well done. Well
So
done.
tell us about this meditation. Is there a certain type of meditation that you do, and how has it changed your life?
So the meditation that I do, it actually comes from Maharishi, it comes from India, and I came, the way that it works, so if you can imagine you've got a glass of water, and at the top of the glass of water you have your conscious mind. And on your conscious mind, you have your ego, that's usually the voice in your head running around, and that's what most people feel trapped within. And what this does, it has a beautiful way. You know, I hear a lot of people are like, I'm meditating, and I'm really firm on when you think you're meditating, you've actually lost the concept of what meditation is, because you have an attachment to it.
Yes, exactly right.
So what you need to do, you need to be sneaky, you need to become the smarter opponent. So the ego is given a mantra, which is very unique, specific to the individual. They then practice this mantra, so the ego is happy, the ego is entertained. So over time, what you start to do is you give it to the ego, you take it away, you give it, you take it away. So the ego starts learning about non-attachment, about not holding on, not controlling. Now while this is happening, the first stage is learning how to relax your body. Then the second stage is learning how to focus the mind and concentration. Then this beautiful process happens behind the scenes with no conscious awareness, yeah, because the conscious mind is busy. And that's why it transcends, so the mind gets to rest down into the subconscious realm.
How do you know that you're there then if you're feeding the ego that's thinking that they're there?
That's a good question, Leah.
That's a
We're
really
going
good
real deep
question.
today.
Real deep today.
There's
I
the
was just
mind front.
I was just thinking, yeah, it's mind fun. So I've
Yeah.
done a lot of meditation. I spent about 3 months every day doing 20 minutes a day. And then,
Yeah.
so then I'm thinking back to my own self back then.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that I'm meditating, but then is that the ego that's saying that yes, it's fulfilled the meditation, and then on the surface, how do I know that I've actually done it? Does that make sense?
Yes. I would say it's more from what the subtle things that started shifting and changing your life.
Okay.
I would say definitely for the first, so I've restructured and I've implemented other things, so I've called it the Bell Mind Method, meaning beautiful mind.
Yep.
But I'd say for the first 2 years, if I'm really, really honest, what I was doing, even though it felt like my life raft, while everything was changing, it gave me one stable base where I could come down and sit. And I started to notice people were different towards me. They would communicate with me differently. I started to walk more confidently. I felt more centered within, more grounded. And I would say probably for the first 2 years, all I was learning how to do was sit my ass still, relax, and concentrate, right? Because my mind was so busy. So like, you know, I see it all the time. I see people, and no disrespect, but I see them going into class and they see everyone else like in this, and they come up and they go, my mind is so clear. And it's like, really? Like,
Yeah,
it's,
exactly.
you
You're
know,
focusing on what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
You're not trying to be centered in myself.
yes.
You know?
So I think if you think of it as the mind is a lousy master, but it's a faithful servant. So you want to not be fighting. It's like an inquisitive child. The ego is like an inquisitive child. The ego will always go off, wander off, explore, and all of that, and that's beautiful. Now, if you imagine a young child, you would never you would hope, scold it, drag it back, because it's just going to retaliate and fight.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is gently bringing it back. So with awareness, you keep becoming more and more sharp. Oh, bring it back, because you forget. You would know that. You're sitting there and you're like, what was I doing?
Yeah.
And then you bring it back.
Yeah,
so that's
exactly
why
right.
I think that's why I'd say it's more powerful. And now what I've started noticing, that's how I wrote the book. You start tapping into the creativity.
Yeah.
So you're saying you've only written 2 pages. Well, my challenge was not the getting the creativity out. My challenge was actually putting the brakes on it, because it was coming out so fast.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you're saying that, because when I decided to go through that process, I was doing a lot of meditation, you know, because we brought on Alison Nancy last week. She was a book writing coach around mindfulness, and she'd written 10 books around mindfulness.
Wow.
So she was getting to do it into our coaching Skype sessions, first thing we do is meditate. You know, close that process. Thinking myself, you know, thinking myself and just ask these key questions. So when I came out of those coaching things, I just felt more centered, and then I got off the phone and I'll just go, I'm writing. So does that make sense? So it's interesting
totally.
that happened. So it wasn't actually 2 pages, by the way. I just say it's 2 pages.
Compared to this, it's 2 pages.
It's compared to this, it's 2 pages.
Look at this book, guys.
Everyone, like all my friends say, you've written a book, and I said, yeah, it's 2 pages written. The rest of it's actually drawings and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a little bit longer. But that's awesome. The amount of creativity that you must have to write a book in that size. I think mine was about I don't know.
It's so entertaining, and she's a great poet as well.
It shows the creativity you have inside you.
I mean, a real fun, exciting
that's awesome.
book, and it's also a bit naughty as well.
A bit raunchy.
But the creativity is related to that, right?
Yeah.
I think today is a good day to talk about it because the creativity is all about the feminine energy, the sexuality, the sensuality, I feel it's more of the subconscious realm, the unmanifested. And then we need to take action on it with the masculine energy. So we need both, which is then the action, which is more in the conscious. Like if we don't assimilate and bring them both together, then we're just sitting there with our thoughts in our head, that intuition, that inner wisdom, whatever you want to call it. And this is where we used to play when we were 5 and 6 years old, where we had, you know, and I look at where I am now from going through that journey of, you know, even the teachers, because there was a lot of trauma, the unwanted teachers, they were perfect teachers to teach me what I needed to learn.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to show people is, you know, we can get so stuck in our story, and you need to see the silver lining within each and every experience. What do you need to learn from? Because this may be confronting, but we attract it for whatever we need to learn.
Exactly right. And what I like about that, and you've touched on it a couple of times, the things you've brought up is self-awareness and detaching yourself from myself from the situation, which allowed me to let go of my own story and be creative.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes.
We are getting deep this morning, aren't we? But I just got a self-realization moment. Like, I mean, you've got to let go of my own story, you know, that ego, like you're saying, and go and just let go of them, see what the possibilities are that are out there.
Yep.
Is that right?
I think it's, people always say to me, you know, you're pretty deep, but this feels pretty normal.
It's like coming back home, it feels.
But that's okay,
Mm.
you know, when you tap into that, when you feel into that, by not really stepping into that and owning it each and every day, then you're not honouring your soul.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm interested to hear what some of the last
Yeah, I think, didn't you have a couple of questions? Maybe we take a break. We have a couple of minutes of debrief and talk about what kind of questions you have.
I'm open to answer any question.
We have to go to a song.
Well, I was going to fix this.
Fix the microphone. Okay, we're going to go to a song. Professional outfit around. Watch out. We're going to go to a song, and we've got some juicy questions out there for Zoe Bell around her raunchy book that she's got
It's not
out.
raunchy, it's beautiful. Raunchy's got a little bit of a negative
Well,
connotation. It's juicy. I like the word juicy.
Okay, juicy. Yeah, that's a better word. Okay, juicy. Juicy
And beautiful
content.
and feminine
Beautiful and
and
feminine.
raunchy,
And
very
we're going to get into those
We
details
can
as well.
go.
We've been, there's a bit of everything in this book. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say, Zoe Bell. Or how do you say your porno name?
Yeah.
Pinky
Pinky Fairway.
Pinky Fairway. Pinky Fairway, meaning, what's mine? Pickadillo. Your one's a lot better. I like your one better.
Mine's Domino Rubio.
Domino Rubio.
Yeah.
What the? Oh, okay. So we're going to go to a song, and then we'll come back and ask her some questions around the adventures of Pinky Fairway. And stay tuned, guys and girls, on Bondi Radio.
Because I was just, that was getting in my way.
This is Bondi Radio.
Sorry, was that in your ear?
No, it's not your fault. We're still trying to figure it out, right?
Trying to figure out where
Now the best way to
I don't know
situate
if it's
this.
going to be better to do that though, because it fell out, isn't it?
No, that's good now. It's good. And then mine just comes here.
I can go, but then we need you in the middle.
Okay, so where should we go in this next segment? Because there's a lot that we can talk about, but we're going to bring you on in another
Yeah, I
episode to
can
talk
talk
about
about
book 2 and 3.
Pinky and all of that stuff. Because that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
From the inner healing. Yeah, embracing my pink bit. So then when I saw the pinky, I was like, oh my god, really excited about that.
So is that? Do you think that's a little too much for Saturday
For a
radio?
Saturday morning,
I can
let's
talk
see if we get pulled off the radio. See if Podgy says no.
I can talk about, the connection of the mind and the sensuality and the work that I do.
Yeah.
About connection and
Yeah.
presence.
Well, that's awesome. Let's
And
just go for
stronger
it.
orgasms.
I reckon
Things like that.
work on this one.
Yeah.
Thanks for forgiveness
Yeah, I was
instead
just
of
gonna
asking for permission.
just
So,
gonna say.
does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just go for it.
Okay.
But the thing is, I think you girls are, I don't know if you can hear that much, but like you're one step away. I'm just cautious of the sound from last week.
Yeah.
So, does that make sense? So,
Yeah. No, that's perfect there.
Perfect.
That's not in my
Go straight
way.
into
So you just go into this and
Oh,
we'll
it's
just go
hard
into
because you're going like this. Yeah, I was expecting. So we'll go into. Do you want to go in for now?
Yeah, let's do
You
it.
ready to go
Yeah,
now?
I just wanted to take a break to have a bit of a huddle. Yeah.
It's basically, I was responding very authoritative, then becoming numb inside.
Yeah.
What happened? I was very strong.